And I think you can't ignore the fact that it's men who want this. Nobody gives a shit about women is the thing that I've learned in the past 3 years, that they really, really, really don't. And, formally, this is a symmetric thing. Men can identify as women and women can identify as men. We only ever hear about the trans women, and they're men. So we only ever hear about male people who want access to things that they're not actually entitled to. And yet so it seems that I think a lot of men can really appreciate that in a way that makes me think they don't actually think they're women. Like there's a load of men who, in particular gay men here, a lot of, very, very sexist gay men who complain a lot about women like me and really in very sexualized and disgusting ways. And they care so much about trans women and not at all about natal women. And I look at them and I think, you're really demonstrating that you don't actually think they're women. Because if you thought they were women, you wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a men's rights movement. I look at those men outside with those signs outside that feminist conference. And, I'm relatively late to this sort of feminist organizing, but there were lots of women in there who've been doing this since their teens. Women who've worked and volunteered in rape crisis shelters and domestic violence shelters, and women who work internationally with women who have suffered female genital mutilation or, some of the worst sort of honor killings and honor beatings and so on. And they don't see this as anything out of the ordinary for a men's rights movement. They say this is what happens when men want something and women say no.
Yeah.
Women have no power in our society compared to the men who want stuff. So when you think of this as a men's rights movement, it's much easier to see how it has managed to go so far.